This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist CJ Cartledge.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. And good morning to everyone who is viewing on Facebook. I'm First Alert meteorologist CJ Cartledge here, talking to you about what the storms could bring as we move towards the midday hours here. We did see one severe storm actually is in portions along the I-20 corridor as of right now. It's actually moving into Ruston. It's no longer severe. It has been breaking down through the past few hours or so, or weakening, as I should say, for that storm out there by Ruston. But we are expecting another batch of showers and storms to move in from the west. As you see right now, moving in from the Dallas-Fort Worth area is another line of showers and storms. Just behind the front, the major cold front that is moving through the Arklatex as of right now, and it's expected to bring more showers and storms to areas around I-30 and southward as we move through the rest of the daytime hours today, or at least through the late afternoon, where we should see most areas remain dry and calm around the Arklatex. Calm meaning no rain showers around the region. We may see northerly winds and may get gusty a little bit, but we will be rid of the rain showers by the time we hit the late afternoon hours for today. But until then, we'll be left with this mess of showers and storms across the region here. Through the midsections of the Arklatex. Also, I did mention that I was live on Facebook. I'm going to go through the forecast really fast, and then I'm going to leave it open for some questions. I'm going to be checking the Facebook stream periodically just so you guys can, I can answer you guys' questions or any questions that you may have. So if you are watching on YouTube or on the KSLA News 12 app, head over to Facebook if you have any questions here. I'm streaming live on the KSLA News 12 page, the official page that is. If you have any questions, leave your questions and concerns or comments or encouragement, anything you would like to say down in the comments section on the Facebook stream here. But here's a look at First Alert Doppler radar as of right now across the Arklatex region, across Shreveport, Bossier, Texarkana, Longview, Ruston, Nacogdoches to Natchitoches. We are expecting rain showers to continue heading into the midday and afternoon hours, as you can see here, with the first batch of showers of storms. As you can see, that initial line is slowly making its way towards the south and eastern portions of the Arklatex there by Natchitoches Parish. It's not there just yet, but a couple of storms are forming ahead of the front, as you can see there, or that initial front is actually way far down here in portions of Louisiana, but we are expecting, the front I'm talking about is that front of storms that was moving through the northern portions of the region, which is currently extending from Nacogdoches County all the way into portions of Wynn Parish, I believe that is, or Jackson Parish, just south of the parish that Ruston is in, I believe, just south of I-20. But as you can see, those showers and storms are not severe as of right now. Actually, the latest news from the National Weather Service is that there have been a couple of flash flood warnings actually in the northern portions of the Arklatex up here in southwestern Arkansas. Actually, I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any more news from the National Weather Service, and they have went ahead and expired the flash flood warning that was in effect since around 6:45, or just by the end of the morning show this morning. They have not extended but expired it for Western Union County, Columbia County, Southeastern and Lafayette counties. They are no longer under a flash flood warning, but we could very well see more flash flood warnings be issued as we move through the rest of the daytime hours today and into the rest of the morning and into the afternoon, as I should say here. Here's a look at Future Track, though. It hasn't been doing the best job at displaying current conditions throughout the morning hours, but as you can see, most of the rain showers that are out there as of right now are not displaying on Future Track, but it has been doing a good job of showing what may occur as we move into the midday and afternoon hours for today. As you can see, I'm going to move myself off of the screen here real fast, but we are expecting the second batch of showers and storms that's moving in from the west here to move into the Arklatex and affect most portions around I-30 and southward through the daytime hours, or at least through the afternoon hours for today, including Shreveport and Bossier or areas along I-20 is bound to receive some heavy rainfall and gusty winds as this front continues to move through the Arklatex. Heading towards the late afternoon and early evening, we should still see some cloud cover down in portions of our Louisiana parishes, as you can see there, but we are expecting mostly clear conditions as we head into the overnight hours for tonight. If this would play here, there we go. We are expecting mostly clear conditions to finally push through the Arklatex heading through the overnight hours, and heading into Thursday, we should see mostly dry conditions across the area here through the daytime hours and even into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of this upcoming work week here. If you guys want me to replay future track in just a few minutes, let me know. All right, I'm checking the chat actually right now for any questions. Will there be any severity with the storms later today? I'm just getting into that right now. That's perfect timing, actually. The severe risk for today remains a marginal risk for severe weather, which means level 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale is the lowest out of all the categories that you see there on the screen, and it encompasses most areas in the south and eastern half of the Arklatex, and that just means that there is a low chance for severe weather associated with the storms that are expected through the daytime hours today, lower than what we saw for last night here in the early morning hours of this morning, but we are expecting the main threats to be through the daytime hours. It's going to be flash flooding as well as damaging winds. We could see some instances of some gusty winds at times, which is why it's at an elevated risk. And flash flooding is also at an elevated risk here. We've had a couple of flash flood warnings. We've only had one storm that was severe warned. It had prompted 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but it was associated with one storm all along. But as you can see, there's a low chance for large hail and even lower chance for tornadoes to come out of this storm or out of this system. But it's not out of the question just yet. It's at a low chance. We're not ruling it out just yet here. But you can definitely expect some gusty winds at times. You can definitely expect heavy rainfall to provide some flash flooding concerns across some areas around the Arklatex. But heading into today, through the daytime hours today, we are expecting a marginal risk for flash flooding, which means the same thing, low chance of flash flooding. Maybe some isolated areas will see some flooded roadways. So always remember, turn around, don't drown. We'll get into more details on what you should do when flooded roadways in just a second here. But marginal risk for flash flooding through today. Not expecting much rain, if any at all, through tomorrow and through our Friday of this work week here, and even into the weekend and even into next week. So looking at some severe weather awareness tips, mainly for flash flooding, it's the #1 storm-related killer out there, more than tornadoes. It's believe it or not, it kills more people than tornadoes, and it kills more people than lightning strikes does. It kills around 127 people per year. It should be taken very, very seriously, especially if you are trying to drive through them. And the next bullet point there, nearly half of flood deaths happen in vehicles. People try to drive through the flooded roadways. They don't know how deep it is, and they're literally stranded. Their car stops working. So always remember to turn around, don't drown, try not to drive through flooded roadways. If you have to, use extreme caution. And some safety tips for you guys: try to move to higher ground whenever you encounter flooded roadways or know someone who has encountered flooded roadways, and make sure to stay away from flooded roadways at all times or flooded areas. Here's a look at highs for today real fast here before we go back to First Alert Doppler radar. We're looking at highs in the mid and upper 80s for most of our Louisiana portions of the Arklatex. That is mainly because they are the last to receive the effects of this cold front. We're expecting the upper 70s near Idabel and DeQueen for today's 81 by Texarkana, 80 for Shreveport, especially areas along I-20. You guys will be getting isolated showers and storms. You guys will be receiving rounds and rounds of rain through the day today, which is why Shreveport has already received around 2 to 3 rounds of rainfall already for this morning. 82 looks to be the high near Longview, 81 by Marshall. And as it just changed on me, the numbers are pretty much the same thing. Lower to mid 80s for most of the Arklatex, and some even the upper 70s out there. So definitely feeling like fall in some areas around the Arklatex. Wouldn't say so for those that are dealing with the upper 80s for this afternoon over in Natchitoches or near Natchitoches Parish. Our average high is 87 degrees for this time of year. As of today, the average high is 87 degrees. We're expecting below average temperatures for the most part heading throughout our Thursday, near or above average temperatures heading into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and our Monday. So these fall-like conditions sadly will not last long here around the Arklatex. So that is definitely not something that you may want to hear, but I would say just, take your wins when we can. We are expecting fall-like conditions for most of the Arklatex through today. So after this rain passes, make sure to get outside and enjoy these fall-like conditions because it's not expected to last long out there. But here's a look. I'm going to go look at some questions that anybody may be having here. Will Marshall get any bad weather? Marshall, you guys may receive or you guys will receive actually that second batch of showers and storms that is moving in from the west as of right now. It brings gusty winds, and it also brings a chance to see some heavy rainfall and potentially some flooded roadways. So you guys could see severe weather in that aspect, but in terms of the hail or tornadoes, it looks to be at a very low chance of occurring out there. Hail and tornadoes have a very low chance of occurring here. But somebody said it's pouring in Keyville. Thank you so much for that report. If you guys have any friends or family that need to hear this information, please share the stream or share the live stream to anybody that you may know that may need this information. And as you can see, this looking at a live look outside across the Arklatex right now. It's pretty much a mess for most of the Arklatex. Most of the region is receiving rain as of right now. And actually, we're going to look at some sky cameras here just to show you guys a quick look. As you can see, this is looking due north and northeast, I believe. This is looking due north and northeast. And there's some darker clouds in the distance there, mainly associated with the storms that are off to the east as of right now. It's not much rain happening here in the Shreveport-Bossier area currently. But let's take another live look at Texarkana here. I want to see if I can find that camera here real fast. Okay, yes, I see. This is our KSLA sky camera. This is looking due north, and as you can see, the dark clouds are hovering overhead here around the Shreveport and Bossier area. This is just by where the station is here, looking at downtown Shreveport, and this is a look at Texarkana. They are seeing some foggy conditions as of right now, or lower clouds, mainly because of the rainfall they already received this morning, and temperatures are trying to crank back up towards the 80s for today here. So that's just due to the evaporation of the rain that's already fell for today so far. Here's a look at temperatures right now across the Arklatex. 86 already near Natchitoches, mainly because they haven't received the line of showers and storms that most of the Arklatex has already received for today. It's a little bit warmer over here in our East Texas portions around and south of I-20 over there. It's mainly because the line of storms only stopped till around right here. It only formed to around right there within the Arklatex, around the Louisiana-Texas border there. And then that's why most areas over in East Texas around I-20 and southward are warmer than most areas that have received the rainfall. Most areas that I just circled there have not received rain just yet today, but those rain showers are moving in swiftly from the west as of right now and are going to impact those areas and drop the temperatures down into the 70s. It's 75 near Idabel and DeQueen, 78 near Texarkana right now, 85 by Longview. We're sitting at 79 degrees here near Shreveport and Bossier. Same for Mansfield, and areas like Magnolia and Minden are sitting at 72 to 73 degrees as of right now. Taking a look at feels like temperatures, just to denote the humidity factor. As you can see, we are feeling a little bit of humidity right now, and Texarkana, I believe, was sitting at 78 degrees, I believe. Yes, they were sitting at 78 degrees, and they're feeling a couple of degrees warmer than that. So they are dealing with a little bit of humidity, which is causing the rise in water droplets and low clouds out there. But we are feeling like 82 degrees here near Shreveport. I believe Natchitoches, their temperature was 86 degrees, and they're feeling like 96. That is also a big indicator that they have not received rain just yet for today. And most areas in around I-20 and southward have not received rain yet today. As you can see near Longview for Marshall and Carthage sitting in the 90s right now. But a couple areas by Nacogdoches County have received rain, and that's why they're in the 70s currently. Mainly because when the line passed Shreveport, it wasn't as extensive over into East Texas as it was once it reached farther south of Shreveport. Once the line reached farther south of Shreveport, it extended all the way into portions near Nacogdoches, which is why they are cooler as compared to the neighbors north of them, or the counties north of them, near Longview and Marshall, and around lower 90s right now, and the mid 90s. Feels like the mid 90s near Natchitoches as of right now. In terms of feels like temperatures. So going back to radar, I'm going to look at the Facebook chat to see if there's any more questions. And if there's not, somebody said thank you. Okay. You are welcome. I also want to dive into the tropics right now. There's a lot going on in the tropics, and we could see our next named storm, as well as just a sneak peek for you guys. We could see one storm just clip by the East Coast here. But as we move towards the later part of the 7-day period, possibly the next 7 to 10 days ahead, is when that storm may form. It's more likely to form within the next 7 days, but within the next 7 to 10 days, it could potentially just brush by or get very close to the East Coast here. So let's dive into the tropics real fast here, since we are on the First Alert Weather Breakdown. We're going to talk about all things weather here. As you can see, there is 2 areas of potential development that have the potential to reach tropical storm status. They have a high chance of doing so. Both of them do. One of them has a 90% chance within the next 7 days and the next 2 days. So we could very well see our next named storm either today or tomorrow. And the next one right after that, that is impacting or bringing heavy rainfall to the Lesser Antilles Islands and some of the Caribbean islands as well. That has an 80% chance of formation into a tropical storm within the next 7 days, 30% within the next 2 days ahead. So let's take a quick look. One storm that's actually not named here is Hurricane Gabrielle, which is on its descent as of right now in terms of intensity. And as you can see, once it starts to load here, you will see that it is slowly losing its thunderstorm activity as it encounters drier air as well as cooler waters out there in the northern Atlantic. And as you can see, that pressure is increasing and the sustained winds is dropping. So right now it's at currently 110 mile per hour sustained winds, which is a high-end category 2 now, and is expected to continue to weaken as it moves into cooler and less conducive Atlantic waters here. But moving on to the first area of development that should reach tropical storm status first here out of the 2 that have a high chance of doing so. It looks like an organized area of showers and storms, but it does have an area of circulation that is trying to form there. And then as you can see with the sustained winds, it's currently below tropical storm criteria, which is 35 miles per hour, and that criteria is 39 miles per hour. So once it reaches 40 there on the screen, it will be officially our 8th named storm of this year's hurricane season, because we've had Andrea, or we've had A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yes. So it'll be our 8th named storm of this year's hurricane season. The next one will be the 9th. And the next couple of names afterwards that will be named there. So this storm will more than likely be named Humberto. And the next name on the list after that will be Imelda. So for potential tropical storm Humberto, it's expected to remain at sea here in terms of its path. These are spaghetti models. I'm gonna move myself off the screen so you guys can see the storm and the models that it shows. The models that show its potential path, and collectively it shows that it will more than likely just brush, or not even brush by the Atlantic coast, but just stay at sea and follow the track of this high pressure, or this Bermuda high pressure that is sitting over here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean here. This Bermuda high pressure steers storms to go westward just south of it, and to go eastward to the north of it, which is why Hurricane Gabrielle is moving eastward to the north of that Bermuda High. And these two tropical waves are moving to the west, south of the Bermuda High, denoting the high pressure system there. But as you can see, it's expected to remain at sea and not pose a problem to anywhere in the United States. But looking at the other area of potential development, there is a tropical wave there. It's sitting in the Caribbean Sea as of right now, impacting or bringing heavy rainfall to portions near Puerto Rico, that is, near San Juan and the Lesser Antilles Islands. But this storm is expected to just brush past the rest of the Caribbean islands near Bahamas and everything like that. But it curves, looks to curve directly towards the Carolinas, as you can see there with some of the models that is shown here. But we'll have to continue to watch and see if this track holds through, and we'll give you the first alert if we have any more updates on that front as we get closer in time, or as time progresses here. But let's go back to first alert Doppler radar. As you can see, there's a lot going on in the tropics right now, and there's a lot to watch out for in the tropics right now. But here in the Arklatex, we are not expecting any types of tropical storms, hurricanes, major hurricanes at that. Nothing's expected here in the Arklatex through the next 7 days. And yes, so we can relax our shoulders on that. For those along the East Coast, make sure to pay attention to the forecast through the next couple of days, as that tropical wave may impact some areas along the East Coast, more than likely near the Carolinas as of right now is what it's looking like. But first alert Doppler radar shows that we have dealt with these showers over here along the east side of I-20, extending all the way into portions of East Texas. And we have another batch on the way that is impacting portions of East Texas right now near Gilmer and northeastern Texas as well. As you can see, there's no severe thunderstorm warnings, no flash flood warnings associated with this. Is a pretty swiftly moving system that is moving through, or this swiftly moving batch of showers and storms. This is a system as a whole here, but I'm going to show you guys the warning outlook, I believe. Yes, there's no warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. There's no flash flood warnings as of right now, let alone any tornado warnings. So we're sitting not under calm conditions right now, but we don't have any warnings in place. And make sure to continue to keep that rain gear handy. We are expecting rain to spill over into our afternoon hours, and we could see this batch of rain showers here hit the Shreveport and Bossier area, I would say, between 11 and 12 p.m. So around the lunch hour, if you're trying to head somewhere to lunch or walk somewhere to lunch, make sure to have an umbrella with you. Make sure to have a raincoat with you. Otherwise, you will get soaked. Heavy rainfall is possible out of this storm here that is on the way, or this second half of the storm, I would say, or that is on the way to the midsections of the Arklatex and through the region. But this system, once again, I'm going to go through Future Track one more time, and then I'm going to hop off of the stream here to get ready for our noon show. As you can see, looking at Future Track one more time, here we are looking at not a good depiction of what's going on right now. It hasn't been doing so much of a good job of current conditions, but it does do a good job of displaying what may occur, which is this batch of showers and storms to slowly make its way into the Arklatex through the midday and afternoon hours and slowly taper off to the east while that line moves south and east across the region here, heading to around 4 o'clock. This is when kids more than likely will be getting out of school. Most areas in the south and eastern half of the Arklatex will be dealing with rain showers, but areas around I-30 will more than likely be dealing with dry conditions right now. And as you can see up by McCurtain County, they will be as calm as can be in terms of rain showers. Nothing expected up there through the afternoon hours for the most part near McCurtain County and areas around McCurtain County as well. But heading throughout the later afternoon hours, we should see the storms finally move out of the region and drier conditions will commence with winds heading out of the north through the night. Much cooler conditions are expected heading into tomorrow morning. And as we move towards tomorrow afternoon, conditions may get drier, but high pressure will set in, keeping all the rain chances and the rain showers, possible rain showers, out of the Arklatex through at least the next 6 days ahead. That means through the rest of the work week, into our weekend, and into the next work week as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this live stream. Make sure to stay weather aware as we move through the rest of this afternoon. Here, we'll keep you first aware and first alert to the latest updates. If we receive a warning or if we receive a watch, watch is a little bit unlikely. It'll be more likely to receive maybe a flash flood watch, but that doesn't look to be the case for as of right now. So make sure to stay weather aware, all in all. Make sure to download the KSLA First Alert Weather app from your mobile device. It keeps you first aware to the latest updates that we have here in the Arklatex. And make sure to drive slowly on those roadways. Please, please, please drive slowly. I cannot stress that enough. We do not need any accidents. No. We may see some backups out there as traffic may build up through the afternoon, but the roadways will be wet, and please watch out for flooded roadways at that here, as they can be very dangerous. You do not know how deep they may be. So make sure to stay safe by driving slow and staying weather aware. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys stay dry out there, and I'll be explaining more details coming up on KSLA News 12 at noon. And Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones will be back on the green screen at 4, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. on those shows tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again, and I will see you guys later.